your problems can guide you the direction that you should go with your actions. So I say be guided by your problems, and I want to relate that to disc golf, and also maybe relate it some to being a dad. But basically, what I'm thinking and my idea here is that, like pain in the body, which pain, none of us like it, it's not fun, but what it does is it draws us to the area that needs attention. Say you're having a problem in your knee and it is always painful after you throw or when you're throwing. What that's doing is your body is telling you, hey, we've got a problem here. You need to give it some attention. What will that attention lead to? It might lead to you taking some rest from that so that it doesn't get worse. It may lead you to maybe going to a doctor and finding out if there's some medication you need. Is there some physical training that you need or physical therapy that you need? Does it mean that you need to change something in your form? Often in disc golf it does. You may be having some shoulder twinges when you're forehanding or backhanding, and that is trying to tell you, hey, this needs some attention. You need to look at this, you need to address it, you need to diagnose it, and then you need to take some actions to fix it. If you don't do those things, if you don't give it attention, it's not going to get better, and it can possibly get a lot worse. Okay, it could blow up into something that takes much longer to fix. Obviously, you could, as I have, partially tear a tendon in my knee from playing disc golf because of form issues and maybe equipment issues, the shoes I was wearing. So, or also I damaged my rotator cuff from throwing thumbers in a way, or at least for my body, maybe I wasn't mobile enough, maybe I wasn't flexible enough. So all those things could be issues, but now I don't throw thumbers, and it's taken almost a year to get back to throwing forehands. So anyway, but if I had addressed that before, those things may not have happened. So let your problems, and now I want to relate this to disc golf, is let those problems guide you towards what you should put your attention into. And the thing is that the thing about problems is if you don't address them, they will continue. Okay? So in a way, it is like, the universe or whatever is telling you, hey, you've got this problem and it needs attention, and if you decide not to, that's your choice. But it will always remain. It will continue if you ignore it. Or if you don't address it, I would say. There might be some problems where ignoring it actually is the right action. But the thing that I want to say about that, bring it back to disc golf, is say with putting that if you're continually, round after round, let's say most of a year or whatever, you're almost always low, okay? And we all know this from putting, that we all have a pattern of where we miss, most likely. You're always missing low, you're always hitting the basket, your misses are hitting the basket. When you make it, sometimes you're just barely over the rim and you're happy you made it, but most of your misses are hitting the basket. Or any other direction, if they're left or right, they're up. That problem is trying to tell you something, okay? And so let that problem guide you. Is that, so that you're saying, okay, I am always low, and I'm always gonna be low until I fix this problem. And maybe what you need to do is you need to aim higher. Maybe your aim point is just over the top of the rim. Now, if you're always low, maybe you need to aim at one of the higher top chains and see if that helps you make more putts, and then you kind of adjust off of that. Maybe you're setting up your body more downward, and if you realize while you're doing that that actually your chest is aiming down, then if your chest is aiming down, it's hard to get your hand up. So maybe what you need to do is raise up your chest, aim it at the basket, and see if that makes a difference for you. Also, you may need to you should leave your hand out, at the basket, at the pole, and see based on that, where did your putt go? Because if you putt and you leave it out, and now your hand is pointed at the basket and you hit the basket, then in your head you can go, okay, I need to adjust that on the next hole, and then you adjust it, see if that helps, and just adjust till you get it right. So same thing with driving. If you're constantly going up and you're just throwing too high, then you probably have a nose angle issue. It's usually nose angle that is the problem with that. And that if you have your nose a little up and then it catches air and it goes up. If you get nose down, a lot of times it'll fly straight forward. Okay? So I want to just point out, there's also things with being a dad that this will apply to, and you'll always know based on the problems, what it is that needs your attention. So let your problems guide you.